All right, welcome to The Explainer. So, think about this. What does it really take for a business, especially something as personal as a dental practice, to become a landmark in a place like Las Vegas? Today, we're going to unpack the story of the Las Vegas Dental Group and figure out how they've managed to build this incredible legacy of trust over decades.
Let's be real for a second. Finding a new dentist, it can be super stressful, right? You're not just shopping for a service. You're looking for, well, a team, a place where you actually feel comfortable and like they get you.
And what's so interesting is that this practice, they seem to know that. They lead with that exact feeling. This quote right here, it tells you they're starting from a place of empathy. They understand it's not always fun, and that's their starting line.
Okay, so if that's the big challenge, how do you actually build that kind of comfort and trust? Well, for the Las Vegas Dental Group, it all starts with their history, a really solid legacy of stability, right in the heart of the community.
50+ years. Just let that sink in for a second. In a city like Vegas, a place that's all about reinvention and the next big thing, that number isn't just about time. It's about deep roots. It's about reliability.
So their story kicks off way back in 1973. And here's the really remarkable part. They've been in the exact same spot on Charleston Boulevard this whole time. They didn't move, they didn't expand to follow the latest trend. Nope. They just stayed put, becoming this incredibly reliable fixture for literally generations of people in Vegas.
Okay, so staying power is one huge piece of the puzzle. But what's the actual philosophy? The secret sauce that keeps people coming back for decades. It's not just about being there, it's about how they're there. And it all boils down to their personal approach to care. This right here, this is the core of their entire mission. Patient-centered isn't just some buzzword they throw around. For them, it's a real commitment. It's about building relationships, earning trust, and having open communication. Basically, they're focused on treating you, the person, not just a set of teeth. And you can see that this philosophy comes straight from the top. The owner, Dr. Nicholas Maffeo, he puts it right out there. The goal isn't just any great smile. It's a smile that's completely unique and personalized to you.
Of course, a philosophy is just words on paper, unless you have the right people to make it real. So let's actually meet the professionals who bring the Las Vegas Dental Group to life.
First up, we have Dr. Nicholas Maffeo.
So we just heard his philosophy, and right away you see this pattern emerging. He's not just in Vegas, he's from Vegas. A graduate of Bishop Clark High and UNLV, it just paints this picture of someone who's really, truly invested in the community he's serving, not just professionally, but personally, as a husband and a dad to 4 kids.
All right, next up is the associate dentist, Dr. Mark Arambasich.
And the story just keeps going. He's another Las Vegas native. He went off, built a successful practice in LA, and then came back home. And check this out. This detail really jumped out at me. He loves hiking with his rescue dog, Bowie, who he adopted from a shelter all the way in Myanmar. That tells you something about a person who's willing to go the extra mile, doesn't it?
Now, a great dental visit often comes down to the hygienist, right? That's the person you spend most of your time with, and the team here is really built on this foundation of super educated, caring professionals who are all about that personal touch. So for example, there's Danielle Maffeo. She's a Vegas local who went all the way to Boston to study with a true pioneer in dental hygiene, Esther Wilkins. Then she brought all that world-class knowledge right back home. And her passion? It's connecting your dental care to your overall health and nutrition.
Then you've got Barry Dean Jewell on the team. This guy brings over 30 years of clinical experience. He's a U.S. Navy veteran, and he has this deep commitment to service. He actually volunteers his time for the kids at Child Haven.
And rounding out this awesome hygienist team is Rebecca Doyle, who is a third-generation Las Vegan. How cool is that? She's certified in the latest laser therapy, and just like her colleagues, she's all about giving back, volunteering at dental fairs for the homeless. The pattern here is just impossible to ignore. This team is built on deep, deep local roots and a real heart for the community.
So, okay, that's the story on paper, right? The history, the philosophy, the team. But what does that all feel like when you're the one in the chair? Well, the patient reviews really tell the rest of that story.
Check out this review from Milt S. It just says so much about long-term trust.
He mentions he and his wife have been patients for many years, and get this, he calls out his hygienist, Dean, by name. That's the proof of that personal relationship we were talking about.
Then you've got Jeffrey K. He's talking about consistency. 13 years with them, and he says, never a bad experience. And he hits on two things that, let's be honest, matter to everybody. They're always on time, and the end result is a smile you're gonna love.
And finally, Amber's review here really brings it all full circle, back to that feeling of comfort. She talks about her hygienist, Danielle, having an easy touch and being easy to talk to. You know, it's those little details that make a world of difference when you're in the dental chair.
So if this whole approach to dentistry, one that's all about community and personal care, if that sounds like what you've been looking for, here's how you can get in touch with them.
So they're right there at their original spot on West Charleston Boulevard. Here's the phone number and their office hours. They're open Monday through Thursday, and then they have half-day hours on Friday.
And that really brings us to our final thought. The story of the Las Vegas Dental Group. It's about more than just teeth. It's about stability, it's about expertise, and it's about a really deep personal connection to the city. So we'll just leave you with this one question to think about. If a practice was built on 50 years of trust and a team that's so deeply rooted in your community, what could that mean for your smile?